When setting up your Amazon FBA business legally, there's going to be 5 steps that you're going to need to do. The first step is to start a business entity. This could be an LLC, a DBA, or a corporation. And I'll explain what these 3 are and which one you should choose and how to get them later in this video. The second step is to get your EIN number. EIN stands for Employer Identification Number, and this is free to get. I'm going to show you how to do this later in this video. The third step is to get a seller's permit. Depending on what state you live in, you may or may not need to do this step, but it is also free to do. Step 4 is to get a business bank account. Step 5 is to get a business credit card, and step 6, which is optional for some people, is to get an insurance plan. Warning, these steps are easy to do, but make sure to stay until the end of this video because if you miss out on one of these steps, the IRS can come knocking at your door and ask you for the proper paperwork, or even worse, you could end up in a massive lawsuit. And make sure to like this video because I'm going to explain how you can start your Amazon business. I'm going to be using Carnivore Jerky as an example, my product that I've been launching alongside you guys and documenting the whole process in this playlist right here. Now let me explain to you how to set up your Amazon business from a legal standpoint. The first step is to set up a business entity. There are 3 different types of business entities that I recommend you use, either an LLC, a DBA, or an S Corp. There are other types of business entities out there, but for 99% of the people watching this video, an LLC, a DBA, or an LLC with an S Corp structure are going to be the right option for you. A DBA stands for Doing Business As and is the most affordable way to start your business entity. It allows you to get the paperwork needed to open a business bank account under whatever business name you want to use. The con with a DBA is it doesn't provide any type of legal protection. On the other hand, an LLC, which stands for Limited Liability Company, basically gives you a lot more protection. Basically, if someone ever tried to sue your business, it separates you from the business. If your business is a DBA and someone sues your business, they can actually come after your own personal assets. The con with a limited liability company is that it costs more money to open and it can range anywhere from $100 all the way up to $800 depending on what state you live in. And for Carnivore Jerky, we actually went with an LLC because this is a product that people are going to consume. There's always a chance that someone has a negative reaction and we wanted to make sure there was legal protection between the company and ourselves. We registered the LLC under the name Peak Primal. It cost around $250 for me to submit my LLC through LegalZoom. Then I had to pay the state of California another $800. In fact, in California, every single year, you have to pay $800 just to have an LLC, whether or not your company makes any money. So you might want to reconsider before choosing California as your state of registry. Another type of business that you can create is what's called an S Corp, or a small business corporation. This has some small tax benefits, but there are other requirements which makes doing it under a different structure quite a pain. I recommend that most people choosing to elect an S Corp structure under their LLC, which can have some slight benefits over the other type of LLC structures, especially on the tax end. But when you fill out that paperwork, you can choose to be taxed as an S Corp. This gives you all the benefits of an LLC plus the tax benefits of an S Corp. However, if you're not worried about being sued and you don't think you're going to make that much money with your business and you just want to be able to do it in a very affordable fashion, a DBA is fine for new entrepreneurs. Step 2 is to get your EIN number, which is basically like a social security number for your business. When you file taxes and do your other business-related things, you're going to need this number. It's free to get, and you're going to go here to this website right here, and I'll put a link to it in the description down below. Follow the step-by-step process. Again, it's completely free. Step 3 is to get a seller's permit, which is also free to do. You're just going to go into Google, type in whatever state your business is located in, followed by seller's permit. Now you'll see a lot of people want to charge you money to help you with the seller's permit. Do not pay for this. The same thing is true if you file your business with LegalZoom or other services. They're going to try to upcharge you and make you pay for a seller's permit. Do not pay for this. It's free and it's easy to get. You can see right here that the first result on Google says obtaining a seller's permit. Click on that link and you're going to go through and you can apply for your seller's permit. You need a seller's permit for a few different reasons. First off, it allows you to pay state sales tax. For any product that I sell in California, I need to collect and pay California that state tax. The second thing a seller's permit allows you to do is it allows you to buy certain items and not have to pay tax on that. Specifically, if you're buying products that you're going to then resell, your state is not going to have you pay taxes on anything you're purchasing that you're planning on reselling. Step 4 is to get a bank account. Before I go to step 4, I do want to let you know that this is an entire series that I'm doing. We're documenting the process of launching this product on Amazon, and you're going to want to make sure to subscribe because in the next video, we're going to be sharing with you how we actually created our Amazon seller account, including all of the mistakes that we made. For the bank account, I just went into my bank branch, I brought in my LLC paperwork, I brought in my EIN number, and I talked with them about what the best options were for opening a business bank account and which credit card specifically I'd be able to open that day. Setting up a business bank account is very easy. You just need to bring in the paperwork to the bank. If you have a DBA, you can bring in that paperwork. If you have an LLC, you'll bring in that paperwork, plus, as I mentioned, your EIN number as well. I recommend going with US Bank. They have a free business bank account, and they'll even have a bonus if you deposit enough money. I'll have a link in the description, so do some research and see what the best bank is for you. I also recommend setting up your business bank account as soon as possible so that you can keep your business and your personal expenses separate. That way you can track all your business expenses and write those all off on your taxes. Warning, this is another thing that you're going to want to pay attention to. You really want to make sure that you keep your personal and your business expenses separate. Because if you have an LLC, but you start using your LLC for personal expenses and someone sues you and the judge sees that you're using your LLC to pay for personal expenses, you may not end up having any legal protection and someone may be able to come after your personal assets. So the answer to this is just to make sure that you keep your business and your personal bank accounts, credit cards, and all expenses separate. Which leads me to step 5, which is getting a business credit card. This is the best part about opening a new business. You get to open up business credit card, which are going to give you free flights, free hotel stays, tons of miles, and points. But generally, I recommend the Amex Gold Card for new business owners because they give you 4 and 5x points back on select categories. You can also hook up the credit cards for your advertising spend. So when you spend money on things like Amazon PPC, you'll be earning points back that you can use to take yourself on vacation. But I'll put a list of my favorite business credit cards in the description down below. A lot of these credit cards will have bonuses that if you spend for 3 months, they'll give you 50,000 all the way up to 75,000 points, which is enough points that will get you a round trip ticket to just about anywhere in the world. There are also legal things that you're going to want to consider when starting your Amazon business, like do you want to get a patent or do you want to get a trademark? For most businesses out there, you're not really going to be able to get a patent. But if you do think your product is something that deserves a patent, you can always file for a provisional patent, which costs around $75, and it's good for 1 year from the time that you submit it. A real patent, if you go through and hire a lawyer and complete the process, is going to cost you around $10,000 at least. So for most entrepreneurs, I don't recommend getting a patent. And for most products out there, you don't really even qualify for a patent. There are 2 different types of patents. There's a utility patent and there's also a design patent. On the other hand, for most Amazon entrepreneurs, I recommend filing for a trademark. A trademark is where you claim that you own a certain logo or certain phrase that no one else can sell a product that contains that logo or phrase. It costs around $275 to file for a trademark. There are 2 different types of trademarks that you can do. Generally speaking, there is an image mark and there is a word mark. An image mark means that you're claiming that a certain design or logo is yours, that you own it, and that no one else can use it. Think of the Nike swoosh. On the other hand, a word mark is claiming that a certain word, no matter what the font, no matter how it looks, that people cannot use that phrase. For instance, Coca-Cola would be a word mark. It doesn't matter how it appears. If someone puts Coca-Cola on their products, it's against the law. And it's generally much tougher to get a word mark than it is a logo mark. And for Carnivore Jerky, we ended up getting a word mark for the parent brand, which is Peak Primal. Applying for a trademark is easy to do. You don't need to hire a lawyer. You're just going to need to go to uspto.gov and you're going to go through the step-by-step process to apply for your own trademark. Another thing worth mentioning is we also applied for insurance for the business because we wanted to protect ourselves from potential liabilities. Whether it's product-related issues, inventory loss, or unexpected legal claims, having business insurance gives you the peace of mind and ensures that you're covered as your brand grows. It's not required to start selling, but it's definitely something to consider once you start gaining traction. So again, this video is part of a series of videos that I'm doing documenting the entire process of starting an Amazon business. And if you want to learn more about this series, click right here to start the playlist from the beginning, where I take our product, Carnivore Jerky, and bring it from ideation all the way to creation and making thousands of dollars selling on Amazon within a month. So click that and make sure to subscribe to see that next video, and I'll see you guys next time.